related to marriage law, family law, children, and property. He emphasized that this contractual consideration by the bride and groom places them in a definite, defined by law position, inferior and subject to the state. He commented that very few people realize this. He also said that it is very important to understand that children born in the marriage are considered by law as the contract-bearing fruit, meaning the children primarily belong to the state, even though the law never comes out and says so in so many words. In this regard, children born to the contract regarded as the contract-bearing fruit, he said, it is vitally important for parents to understand two doctrines that became established in the United States during the 1930s. The first is the doctrine of parens patriae, P-A-R-E-N-S, P-A-T-R-I-A-E. And understand this, the lawyers you've been trusting in, none of them never told you this. The second is the doctrine of in loco parentes. Parentes, parens paritre, or paritre means literally the parent of the country, or to the state it more bluntly. The state is the undisclosed true parent. Along this line, a 1930s Arizona Supreme Court case states that the parents have no property rights in their own children and have custody of their children doing good behavior at the sufferance of the state. This means that parents may raise their children and maintain custody of their children as long as they don't offend the state. But if they in some manner displease the state can step in at any time and exercise its superior status and take custody and control of its children. The parents are only contractual caretakers. He also added a few more technical details. The marriage license is an ongoing contractual relationship with the state. Technically, the marriage license is a business license allowing the husband and wife in the name of the marriage to enter into contracts with third parties and contract mortgages and debts. They can get car loans, home mortgages, and installment debts in the name of the marriage because it is not only a secular enterprise, but it is looked upon by the state as a privileged business enterprise, as well as for profit business enterprise. The marriage contract requires property throughout its existence, and over time it is hoped increased in value. Also, the marriage contract bears fruit by adding children. If sometime later the marriage fails and a divorce results, the contract continues in existence. The divorce is merely a contractual dissolution or amendment of the terms and conditions of the contract. Jurisdiction of the state over the marriage, over the husband and wife, now separated, continues over all aspects of the marriage, over marital property and over children brought into the marriage. That is why family law and domestic relations court calls divorce a dissolution of the marriage, because the contract continues in operation, but in amended and modified form. He also pointed out that the marriage license contract is one of the strongest, most binding contractual relationships the state has on its people. At the end of our hour-long meeting, I somewhat humorously asked if other people had come in and asked the questions I was asking. The assistant replied that in the several years he had worked there, he was not aware of anyone else asking these questions. He added that he was very glad to see someone interested in the legal implications of the marriage license, the contractual relationship it creates with the state. His boss, the young woman, marriage bureau department head, you have to understand that people who come in here to get a marriage license are in heat. The last thing they want to know is technical, legal, and statutory implications of the marriage license. Laughter. I hope this is helpful information to anyone interested in getting more familiar with the contractual implications of the marriage license. The marriage license, as we know, it didn't come into existence until after the Civil War, and didn't become standard practice in the United States until after the 1900s, becoming firmly established by 1920. In effect, the states or government appropriated or usurped control of marriage in secular form, and in the process declared common law applicable to marriages abrogated. Please pass this information along and share it as widely as possible. Best regards, from Virgil Cooper. I know that was long, but see, the Hear, O Yashara All program is designed to free your mind. These so-called Hebrews claiming to deal with the Most High are the main ones running to the state for money, running to the state for marriage, running to the state for everything, but claim that they worship the God of Israel. It was a lie, but the people that you had over you never taught you, did it? Let's go back, and again, secular marriage, and who does it benefit? But before we get to the panelists, we have my brother. He is here. He's my buddy, and he's my folks. He's got one song. He had two, but because that ran a little long, and we want to get your calls, and we do have panelists, I want Buddy Folks to come on and do the piece that you want to do. You let them know what track it is, and do your thing, my beloved brother. Front and center, my brother. Yes, sir.
Yes, indeed. Give thanks again. It's always a pleasure to come to the house, now at the family house. We're going to do again another, same tune, just to motivate one, to let you know that continue to do big things with your dreams, whatever they are. And even this way, we're dealing with secular marriage. Do big things with your dreams. If you have dreams to get with another one in that type of union, just make sure it's a spiritual union and break the bonds with the state.
Yes,
so whenever you're ready, I'm ready.
It should be coming in here. We should hear it in here. We're not hearing it, but go ahead and commentate until we get the music bumping. There we go. Kick it up.
Yeah, pull it back up.
Start it over.